I began to smoke at an age that I'm probably a little ashamed I was so young, around about 12 or 13. And I continued to smoke until an age that I'd really rather you don't know about. But it was a good 40 years that I was smoking, give or take a couple of times when I managed to quit for a little while, using all the possible methods at my disposal to quit with, as we do. I tried chewing gum and I tried patches. I used cold turkey with a little bit of hypnosis to help me here and a little bit of acupuncture to help me there. And sometimes I was successful until a large stress would come into my life, and then I'd say to myself, look, you need a cigarette to get you through this, and why don't you just have the one? And then that one would inevitably turn into 5, and then 10, and so on, so that when I quit in 2003, I was smoking 15 a day, and basically I'd been smoking 15 a day for a long, long time. I was experiencing at that time all the physical symptoms that the mature addict experiences, such as breathing difficulties and pain in my legs as I climbed the stairs, tiredness, lethargy, coughing, pains in the chest, and an unlimited number of symptoms. But do you know what I remember most, and what really, really was the most hateful part of smoking? There were two things, actually. The first was the fear. I was full of fear. I lived with fear as a smoker, because if I got the tiniest little sore in my mouth or a slight change in the configuration on a cheek inside, I would immediately think, this is the beginning of mouth cancer. Or if I had a sore throat, I would think, oh, what if I got throat cancer? And, you know, I was mortified by this, because I thought, if I do get these things, apart from the physical deformity, I was so worried that people would say, well, I wouldn't get sympathy because, you know, you deserve it. If you're a smoker, you deserve everything that you get. So the heart attack, the stroke, you knew that you were going to have no sympathy whatsoever. As someone who considered myself in other ways a pretty sensible person, slightly wise, intelligent and pretty strong and together, this was a habit that I despised. And every morning I would wake up and be so determined that I wasn't going to be a smoker by that evening. But every evening, which was my main smoking time, I would fall back into the habit, and I couldn't find the strength to get out of it. I really felt torn. I feel that I was two people. There was the little voice that had been with me all my addictive life saying to me, you're a smoker. Look, why don't you just accept it? You're a smoker. This is you. This is who you are. And if you die young, you die young. But at least you're enjoying smoking. And there was the other voice that was saying to me, Margaret, you are a sensible woman. What are you doing this to yourself for? And so I really did. I felt torn in two. And it was really for peace of mind. It was for peace of mind that I decided I had to quit, and that I couldn't do it alone. And the only thing I'm proud of myself for is that that's when I said I need help, and I went off and did my Smokenders course. It was the Smokenders course that changed my life. It was life-changing because it helped me to quit. And since I quit with Smokenders, since that very day I have not wanted to smoke. I do not ever want to be a smoker again. I feel completely free of a whole lot of stuff that I don't ever want to have in my life. But the knowledge that it gave me about myself, it helped me to understand my addiction. It helped me to recognise the strategies that the addict uses to keep the habit going and justify the habit. You know, all those excuses and all the rationalisations and all the justifying that I used to have to do. I deserve this, I deserve a break, or, at the end of a creative task, I'll just have a cigarette while I sit back and enjoy this. You know, the total pleasure. All of those strategies I now understand, and I recognise them, so that my life has been freed of all of those strategies that one uses not only for the smoking addiction but for other areas of life. So I'm really very grateful to Smokenders, because Smokenders kind of opened up a window on my life and let the fresh air in a literal sense. There's no smell of smokes now. There's no smell on my clothing. I'm not emptying ashtrays. I'm not ashamed of smelling. I'm not afraid of smelling. But it also let in a lot of light on the nature of me and how I've been living my life. And I've been able to apply its principles to a lot of other areas. Smokenders, I'm just such a great believer in Smokenders.